Hi, I'm Jakeneutron, but before we get into the meat of the video, I'd like to shout out the sponsor both funding the video and helping it be produced, Wondershare DemoCreator. Wondershare DemoCreator is a program by the same people who made Filmora. It's a screen recording and editing software, one of which I shall be using for the video. You can use it to screen record games, a meeting, your artwork process, or just your whole screen in general, with various screen, microphone, and output settings. I am also utilizing the editing part of the software for this video to try it out. You can also try out the program for free, using the link below in the description and the pinned comments. Now with that, let's get into our topic for the day. So basically, I have two puppets to show off here real quick. We got the Monika puppet, and the recent Light Spinel puppet. I'm going to show you the Monika puppet real quick. This Monika rig is more of like a really simple brute force type rig, mainly meant for just kind of like straight ahead break the puppet to make it look exaggerated type thing. Well, it's not exactly built for like extremely fast but not glitchy animation. Most of the puppet parts have a ton of frames for flexibility. The skirt has its own animated frames. There's plenty of torso frames. The arms have lots of frames. I think the hands are probably the ones I'm most proudest of. I will zoom in. Beautiful. I think I just saw a knife. Yes. Oh yeah. There's a mouth system. These aren't really great mouths though. This puppet's very old. Very old counts as 2 years old. Pretty sure these mouths are made for a different puppet, but they were reused for this one. I think the ponytail even has animation in it, doesn't it? It does. Along with that, it also has, obviously there's a 3Q view, but then there's also the front view and the side view. I had this puppet for a really long time, so I had, as I was working on things, whether they were uploaded or not, the puppet was able to be updated to have more views and be more flexible, but ultimately this is a really messy rig. Unlike Monika over here, with Light Spinel, I'm trying something a little bit new with her. I built the Spinel rig as considering that it was supposed to be one that was supposed to be tweenable. Things supposed to look smooth and such with it. And I also wanted to try out a lot of the new features that came with Adobe Animate 2020, I think it was, when they started adding most of the stuff. So unlike with the Monika rig, where if you went in it and you dragged a body part, it would just be that specific part that leaves. I used parenting, which is in this area, show parenting view, where you can see certain objects are kind of mapped to each other. So that if I were to move, say, the torso, things attached to the torso would move. And move the shoulder pad, things attached to the shoulder pad will move. Move the head, things attached to the head will move, etc., etc. And it's not really perfect because, in my experience, depending on what kind of things are there, Animate will literally forget the positioning correctly. Like, trying to figure out how to get this loop to work right has been hell. Because when I would copy and paste it in, when I'd copy and paste the version with when the arms were like line drawings instead of an actual like symbol, the arms would move and break and be completely off of Spinel's body, and there was nothing I could do about it. I had to figure out some other way to get that to work. And that's why there's two different versions of the puppet in here. There is the version with line limbs, and this is mainly because I knew Spinel is supposed to be a very flexible character, so I was like, oh well, since the art style is really simple, why not just have her arms be able to be like They're just drawing objects. And if you needed to, you could just draw a new arm. If I really needed to, I could just do that and give Spinel a new arm and just hand draw it. And same thing with the legs. They're their own unique line that I've created. And I think I could probably draw a leg too. I guess any of these wouldn't really matter. Just draw it like that. There you go. For what I've discovered with specifically this one is that the line drawing ones are not very dependable, especially this leg. If y'all remember, it broke very easily. So to solve all those glitches, I ended up having to do an alternative version of this puppet where the limbs instead are using the asset warp tool, which basically just lets you put pins in certain parts of a drawing. Just kind of like very, what would be the word? It basically just puppeteering in a way. I was hoping that I'd only need to use that for like maybe the torso, because this is kind of cool, and the hair. Which who boy does this save on a lot of time, so you don't have to keep redrawing messy ass frames of her hair. You can still do that. It would probably, for specific kinds of actions, it'd probably be better just to draw new hair. But for really simple ones, like just her bobbing up and down, the pins do fine. Also, the face is masked in a specific way to where this dark pink thing here is pretty much just the skull, and when it moves, the rest of it moves. Same goes for if you were to, hold on, I broke something. Fix that. Same thing for if you were to go and move the neck. But then I also have this face mask part that in itself, because the character has to have a head turnaround later in the idle animation, it has its own frames. And when it moves, the eyes move with it. Which is both a blessing and a curse, because sometimes it looks weird. The mouths also have their own frames. They're not extensive yet. There's really only the ones for the idle and that vector. But we'll get there. We'll get there. The hands also are very limited. There's literally only 2 frames. And they're just kind of cute. Like I said before, in this rig you'll be able to find the first idle test that breaks. It doesn't look broken here, but if I were to attempt to copy all these frames and then paste them again so that like the loop just kind of goes again, the arms would move, and it does not look great. Like I said, there's the 2 versions of the Spinel puppet. And a little vector, a little pose. I could do something better than that. Maybe later on. There's the idle animation. Very cute. And something, there's a little frame over here that I'm not gonna show y'all, but I think you'll find it funny. You can download them both on my Ko-fi shop. The Monika one is $10. It is educational use only. You can use it to like learn how the puppet works, what kind of symbols you would, what kind of frames you would need in certain kinds of symbols. Like there's pretty much a mouth guide in here. And just kind of basically how it's organized. I'll really update this again. But the Light Spinel puppet, shoot, you can go crazy with that shit. It's not complete yet. and I'm hoping to keep updating it and release one that's more robust and has more animations in it and more frames and all that stuff. I'm gonna make it only $5 for the first 24 hours of this video being uploaded, and then it's gonna go back up to $10 like the Monika one. But I would really like to see what kind of animations you guys would make with this. Because Puppet Spinel is gonna be hard for y'all to animate. It's gonna be hard for me to animate. Spinel's such a crazy character to even work with. So I probably sound so tired. It's like 3:21 a.m. Okay, so before the video ends, real quick, I want to talk a little bit more about Wondershare DemoCreator, how I kind of used it for this video. I recorded the screen of me using Adobe Animate using this. Gives you settings for what kind of screen you want to use. Do you want to just select a window or like just a specific segment of the screen, or do you want to record the whole screen? It's recording the whole screen right now. You can choose to have a camera on. You can have it record the system audio or not record the system audio. You can also choose the mic. Typically you go into like the advanced settings for that, those things, and then you go here to go to the editor. I don't know if it's gonna let me go to the editor while I'm recording though. And then here we have the editor. Drag stuff in. I think the audio can move separately from the video, so that's fun. He has splitting footage. Hold on, probably should select both. They have text presets. They have these dialog boxes that you can put the text over, I'm pretty sure. Stickers with animations, transitions. See these other special effects? Oh, they have green screen. You can also do shit with the cursor. Hold on, wait, that's interesting. Is it like, oh, but that is cool. That the footage is manipulatable like that. Oh wait, I can change the scale of the cursor? Hold on. Where's the cursor? I kind of love that. Again, a link to try it out for free is in the description and also in the pinned comments.